Assalamualaikum and a very pleasant day to all of you viewers. Okay, my name is Muhammad Hilmi bin Rahman. I'm a student from I'm a mechanical engineering student from University Malaysia Pahang. Okay, for today I would like to teach the second law of thermodynamics. Okay, what we understand about the second law of thermodynamics. Okay, by referring to this diagram, we all know that the first law of thermodynamics is to conserve energy. As we can see here, the energy is conserved. The function of the second law of thermodynamics is as the completion or to complete the process. Okay, the second law of thermodynamics establish the direction of the process. Without the second law of thermodynamics, the process is incomplete. Sorry. The second law of thermodynamics is important for the condition for equilibrium, and usually we use the second law of thermodynamics to calculate the theoretical limit on for performance for engineering device. Okay. The first thing we're going to learn today about the second law of thermodynamics is the thermal energy reservoir. What do we understand about thermal energy reservoir? When we talk about reservoir, we can imagine a large body of an area. Thermal energy reservoir is actually a large body that can absorb or supply heat without a noticeable temperature change. For example of the thermal energy reservoir such as river, lake, ocean, even the atmosphere around you is considered as the thermal energy reservoir. Okay, we continue back to our lesson about the thermal energy reservoir. Okay, thermal energy reservoir is a hypothetical body with a relatively large thermal energy capacity, as I said before, such as river, ocean, lake and atmosphere around you. Okay. In practice, large bodies of water such as ocean, lakes and river, as well as the atmosphere air, can be modeled accurately as thermal energy reservoir because of their large thermal energy storage capabilities of thermal masses. We notice that even when we in a huge within our atmosphere, the temperature change cannot be noticed. Okay, what we need to know about thermal energy reservoir is firstly it supply energy. When we talk about the it supplies energy, means there is a heat up, right? This one is called the source. Okay, the other one is the thermal energy sink. But don't confuse by this diagram. The true meaning of this diagram actually thermal energy source, as I said before, the thermal energy reservoir can supply heat or it can release heat. Right. When the heat is released to the atmosphere, we call it the thermal energy sink. The example of thermal energy sink we can found in mechanical or engineering device is commonly such as condenser. Example of mechanical or engineering device that have condensers such as refrigerator, it completes the process where there is a heat burst out or transfer to the atmosphere. For thermal energy source in common mechanical or engineering device, it usually found in a boiler. There is a QE. The source of energy such as sun or even in a okay, we continue with our lesson. What we going to learn about the second law of thermodynamics. The next one is the heat engines. The work can easily be converted to other form of energy, but always remember that to convert work to other form of energy is difficult. In heat engines, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 things that you should know. Okay, firstly is the boiler. Then the condenser. Oh, sorry. Turbine. Next, condenser. Okay. Firstly, in heat engines, the heat engine receive heat from a high temperature source. For example, such as solar, furnace, and any heat energy supplier. Therefore, as I said before, this is the thermal source, right? There is a Q in. There is a heat in. Okay. Next, the heat engines convert part of this heat to work. When we talk about work in many engineering of or mechanical device, where the heat energy is convert to work by rotary movement or usually a turbine. Therefore, when there is a heat energy, the energy is transferred to the turbine. The turbine rotate and it produce work. There is a work out. Right. Okay. As I said before, the system or the process is incomplete if any of the part is not there. Okay. Therefore, there is a condenser. When we talk about condenser, as I said earlier before, there is the condenser function as the thermal sink. Therefore, there is a Q out. Right. The excessive the heat engine rejects the remaining waste of heat to a low temperature sink, such as the atmosphere or reverse. Right. Okay. Okay. Ready? Okay. Then the energy is transferred to the pump. The function of the pump is to produce work to what we call to transfer the energy back as a cycle. Therefore, to transfer it, there is work in. Okay, lastly, the heat engines will operate as a cycle. The work producing device such as gas turbines or car engines operate in a mechanical cycle but not in a thermodynamic cycle. The formula for the work net out is equal to therefore the work Q okay. The next thing I would like to teach for today is about the refrigerators. Everyone has refrigerators in their own home, right? Okay, the function of refrigerators is to maintain the refrigerated space at low temperature by removing heat from it. We all know from experience that heat is transferred in the direction of decreasing temperature, right? That is from a high temperature medium to a low temperature medium. This heat transfer process occurs in nature without requiring any device. The reverse process, however, cannot occur by itself. In refrigerator, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. Sini the condenser. Okay, continuing to about the refrigerator. Firstly, refrigerator is like the heat engines. They are cyclic device. That means they work in the cycle process. the working fluid that is used in refrigerator are called refrigerant. Okay, what is that? Okay, firstly, the refrigerants enter the compressor here as a vapor, and it is compressed to the condenser pressure. Right. When the refrigerant leaves the compressor, it is in a high temperature, and when it comes down to the condenser, it's become more cool, because as we all know, the condenser function as a heat sink. Therefore, it reject the excessive amount of heat to the atmosphere. For this example, the kitchen atmosphere. Okay, then this is the capillary tube. When it enters the capillary tube, the pressure become increased by the effect of the throttle. Means the pressure is when the pressure is increased, the velocity is also increased. Okay, we continue our lesson about the refrigerators. Okay, the refrigerators work like this. Okay, firstly, the liquid we found, the liquid used, the working heat used in refrigerators are called refrigerant, right? Okay, when the refrigerant enters the compressor, the refrigerant is compressed, right? So when it is compressed, there is a work in. When the refrigerant is compressed, it leaves the compressor in a high temperature. Then, when it passes through the condenser, it passes through the condenser coil, where we all know that the condenser is function as the thermal sink. So the heat is released to the surrounding. For this case, the kitchen atmosphere. When it passes through the coil of the condenser, the refrigerant is actually cools up. Then next, when the refrigerant leaves the condenser, it passes through what we call the expansion valve. In this area, the refrigerant is throttleized, means the speed is increases, so the temperature is drastically drop to low temperature. Next, when the refrigerant, the cool refrigerant enters the evaporator, the evaporator works as the thermal supply. Therefore, the heat supplied to the evaporator, then the refrigerant refrigerant temperature increase, and it go through the compressor, and it work again as a cycle. Okay, again. Okay, let's continue our lesson for today. Just now we have learned about the refrigerators, right? Okay. Now let's learn. I will show you and maybe teach you about the second thing, that is the heat pumps. Okay, what is mean by the heat pumps? Heat pumps is just another device that transfers heat from a low temperature medium to a high temperature one to a high temperature medium. The purpose of heat pump is actually to maintain a heated space at high temperature. They absorb heat from low temperature source and supplying this heat to the high temperature medium. Let's flashback to the what we call the refrigerators. The refrigerators function. Sorry. Okay. We remind back that the refrigerators are used to maintain the refrigerated space at low temperature by removing the heat from it. But for the heat pump, it functions to provide heat to it, right? This is accomplished by absorbing heat from a low temperature source such as well water or cold outside temperature and supplying this heat to a high temperature medium such as a house. Okay. The heat pump works like this. The elements or the diagram is actually as the same like the refrigerators. What we need is the condenser. The compressor. The evaporator. And the expansion bar. Okay, actually the work of the heat pumps and the refrigerators is actually the same, but for the heat pumps, the evaporator supply cold air, means there is Q in, but this one is low temperature. Right. When the low temperature source pass the evaporator and then go to the compressor compress the evaporates, then still in low temperature, it pass through the condenser. In the condenser, as we all know, the heat sink, there is a Q out, right? But this one is a high temperature source. Then the remaining evaporates then will pass through the expansion valve and then it will work as a cycle. The heat produced by the condenser then is transferred to house. the heat produced by the produced or emit by the condenser will then transfer to the house as function of the heat pump is to warm the surrounding. Okay, both the refrigerators and heat pumps abide the Kelvin Planck statement, which is Kelvin Planck states that it is impossible for any device that operates on a cycle to receive heat from single reservoir and produce a net amount of work. Okay. Next, for the coefficient of performance, firstly, the refrigerators. The coefficient of performance for refrigerators is that the desired output over the required input. We know that the refrigerators are about to sustain the low temperature medium, right? So it is QL means low temperature over the work, the net work in. This can also be written as the work as we learned before, it is Q different from the refrigerators, the heat pumps, the COP, the coefficient of performance for heat pump is right as same the desired output, but we change the QL to QH as it provide heat to the medium. And also be right as this. Okay, this is the formula of coefficient performance for refrigerators. Okay, the next statement we should know is the Clausius statement. Okay. Same as the Kelvin Planck statement, the Clausius statement is related to only refrigerators and heat pump. Clausius statement states that it is impossible to construct a device that operates in a cycle and produce no effect other than the transfer of heat from a lower temperature body to a higher temperature body. For example, the household refrigerator complies with this statement. Okay. Next, the perpetual motion of machines. Okay, it states that any device that violates either the first law or the second law, okay, the perpetual. Okay, it states that any device that violates the first law or the second law of thermodynamics, okay, when it violates the first law, it is called PMM1. which is the perpetual motion machine of the first kind. For the device that violates the second law is called as the DMM2, which is the perpetual motion machine of the second kind. Okay. I think I stop for today. I hope you guys will have the thought of what I just teach, and if there any problem or mistakes with my teachings, please let me know. With that, I thank you.